Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on HD Pocket. Today we've got some major leaks to go over for the next expansion coming to Pokemon TCG Pocket. Over 30 new cards have been leaked. We're going to be breaking all of them down today. Let's get into it. So, starting things off, this is all taken from Pokeos.com. All of these leaks have literally just happened. Also, a couple of events have also been leaked as well regarding cards and stuff. We're going to be taking a look at all of it today. Don't fret. There might be more images and cards dropped after this video does, but it is what it is. This is kind of the main bulk of cards that have been dropped for Pokemon TCG Pocket's next expansion. So, starting things off, we have Gabite, which is going to have 90 HP. It is going to have a 1 retreat cost, and it has the move Slash for a water and a fighting energy. Remember, Gible is a colorless energy. We didn't know which way this was going to go, but for Gabite, 60 damage for a water and a fighting energy. So it's going to be very, very similar to the Dragonite line in the case where you have to get multiple energies on this dragon type Pokemon. We then have Togepi, which has 50 HP. It can use Pound for 1 psychic energy, which does 20 damage, and it has a retreat cost of 1. The next card is Togetic, which also has a 1 energy damaging move, which is Fairy Wind. It does 40 with 1 retreat cost, and it has 80 HP. And then we have Togekiss, which has 140 HP. For 2 energy, it does Overdrive Smash, which does 60 damage. And then during your next turn, this Pokemon's Overdrive Smash attack does plus 60 damage. So it has a 1 retreat cost. If I'm reading this right, you can do 170 damage with Togekiss, because you're doing your Overdrive Smash damage for 60, and then the turn after you're doing plus 60, so I assume that's 120, and then you drop a Cynthia on it. It's 170 damage, if I'm reading that right. Like, Overdrive Smash attack does plus 60 damage, so that's 170 damage from a card that's not an EX. I think that's a bit too broken. I mean, Psychic decks are just ridiculous. If I'm reading that right, hopefully I'm reading it wrong, but during your next turn, this Pokemon's Overdrive Smash attack does plus 60 damage. So that's plus 60 to your 60 damage. I assume, unless it... Yeah, no, it can't be 170 damage of a card that's not an EX. It's just ridiculous. That's just silly. If I'm reading that right, hopefully I'm reading it wrong. Let me know in the comment section below, but that's just silly. We have our first Pokemon tool, which is Rocky Helmet. So if the Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, do 20 damage to the attacking Pokemon. So basically, Druddigon's Rough Skin is going to be applied to any Pokemon if they're holding the Rocky Helmet. I assume if you have this with Druddigon, though, it's doing 40 damage. Which is stupid. 40 damage from being hit. That's going to make Druddigon even more of a wall. That's kind of ridiculous. This is really going to shake the meta up. We also have Lumberry as another Pokemon tool. So at the end of each turn, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is affected by any special conditions, it recovers from all of them and then discard this card. So if you get paralyzed, poisoned, put to sleep, it like automatically just gets rid of it, and then you discard the card. So I guess poison decks are really going to get hurt by this card because it just nullifies like wheezing and stuff for 1 turn anyway. We also have a Giant Cape. So this the card this Pokemon is attached to gets plus 20 HP. So I mean, it's even more busted for Togekiss, who you can attach this to. It has 160 HP. I just can't see 170 damage being fair. I really hope I'm reading the Togekiss wrong. We also have Volkner as one of the supporter cards. So choose one of your Electivire or Luxray. Attach 2 energy from your discard pile to that Pokemon. So that's a really, really decent card for Luxray and Electivire. Cannot wait to use that electric deck, though, because obviously there's also Pachirisu and stuff, which could also see a lot of play. Because we know from Pachirisu, if you attach a Pokemon tool to it, it does 80 damage. So you could drop like a Rocky Helmet on it and then obviously be doing 80 damage, and then when they hit you, they take 20, so you're technically doing 100 damage every time, which is pretty nice. We have Gallade EX, which is one of the EX Pokemon, 170 HP. For 2 energy, it does Energized Blade, so this attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So this is very, very nice, because if you have Lucario on the bench, that's an extra 20 damage, so you're doing 90 damage plus 20 per energy on your opponent's Pokemon. So if they have like 3 energy, that's an extra 60 damage. if you have Lucario on the bench as well, that's 150 damage to a Pokemon, which is really nice. A 1 retreat cost as well. Really, really good card. We have Infernape EX, 170 HP. Flare Blitz for 140 damage, but you have to discard all energy from this Pokemon. No retreat cost on Infernape either. So, yeah, that's a really, really big damaging attack. That's one of those cards that's going to come in and kind of just clean up. You know, you have it on your bench, you sort of stockpile it, grab a couple of energy on it. But Flare Blitz for 140 damage is really, really good. Because obviously you have Ninetales, which does 90 damage for 2 energy. You discard 1. So for an extra 50 damage, you're discarding 2 energy. So, yeah, I think it could be decent. We also have Weavile EX as well. 140 HP, 1 retreat cost. And then if your opponent's active Pokemon has damage on it, this attack does 40 more damage. So you're doing 70 damage for 1 energy if your opponent's active Pokemon has taken damage. So this could pair really, really well with Rocky Helmet. Because the Rocky Helmet will do the damage, and the next turn you attack for 70 damage. So yeah, I don't mind it. I feel like it could be a little bit stronger, I think. Grass weakness as well. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens with it. We've got Riolu with 60 HP. It uses the move Jab for 1 energy, just 20 damage. A retreat cost of 1. We have a new Eevee card with 60 HP, quick attack. Flip a coin of heads. This attack does 20 more damage. So you're doing up to 30 damage a turn with Eevee if you're hitting heads. Has a 1 retreat cost as well. Gallade EX, again, already spoken about that, but that's just the basic EX card. The basic Weavile card is there with Scratching Nails. We have Porygon, which uses the Moonbeam for 20 damage, 1 colorless energy, retreat cost of 1. We have Porygon 2, which does Sharpen for 30 damage, 1 retreat cost, with 80 HP. And then we have Porygon Z with 140 HP, which does Boogie Beam. So change the type of the next energy that will be generated for your opponent to one of the following at random. That is ridiculous, man. That is really, really good. That's really, really good. 2 retreat cost as well. So if you can set this Porygon up, they basically... they just can't do anything with energy, because change the type of the next energy that will be generated for your opponent. If they're running a water deck, and you're using this every single turn, they're just not going to get any water energy. I think this is going to be one of the most broken cards in the game. 80 damage as well. Colorless. You can run it in any deck. It's going to be ridiculous. Like this with Dialga. Yeah, this is going to be crazy. That's a really good card. I'm really worried about this set. It's going to change everything. We have Magnemite, which has 60 HP. Ram for 10 damage. 1 retreat cost. We have Magneton. Volt Charge. Spinning attack. I think this is very, very similar to the other Magneton card. And then we have Magnezone, 140 HP, 110 damage, discard an electric energy from this Pokemon, 110 damage. Not terrible. Could run in a Dialga deck, I guess, if you have electric energy as well. But either way, that's the Magnezone card. We have another Ralts card here, 60 HP. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. So that's really, really nice. This might see a bit of play, because sometimes if you don't draw that Mewtwo, you have to pop Ralts in the basic, the active spot, which isn't really nice. So you obviously being able to teleport, quite nice there. And then Curlier, Slap, 20 damage, 80 HP, 1 retreat cost. We have Manaphy with 50 HP, Oceanic Gift. So choose 2 of your bench Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, take water energy from your energy zone and attach it to that Pokemon. So it's just more water energy support. This is really good in Gyarados decks. This is really, really good in Gyarados decks. Luckily, it only has 50 HP, but yeah, that's going to be really busted. Bidoof as well, 60 HP. Super Fang, one of the sort of alt art cards. Have your opponent's active Pokemon remaining HP... halve your opponent's active Pokemon's remaining HP rounded down. Jeez, man. 2 retreat costs. Bidoof about to shake up the meta. That's really, really good. Dude, this set is going to be crazy, man. Halving your opponent's HP. We have Cynthia. Obviously, we already know what that does. We have Cyrus. Switching one of your opponent's bench Pokemon that has damage on it to the active spot. So, very, very similar to Sabrina, but this time it has to be a Pokemon that's damaged. So that could see a lot of play. Probably more, maybe more than Sabrina, because if you're trying to take out a card and then they retreat it, you'd be able to bring it back in. So that's really nice. Staraptor, really nice art here. 140 HP, 1 retreat cost, 80 damage with the move Clutch, 3 energy, colorless. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat, so not too bad, not too shabby. We have Rotom for 70 HP, Assault Laser with 1 retreat cost. So for 1 colorless energy, if your opponent's active Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached, this attack does 30 more damage, so you can be doing 50 damage with a colorless energy, and I think that tools are going to be utilized quite a lot, so that's going to see a lot of play. Drifloon here with 50 HP, 1 retreat cost, expand for 10 damage. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes minus 20 damage from attacks, so that's quite nice. A little bit harder to destroy. Darkrai with 110 HP, Dark Void, 3 energy, 2 dark, 1 colorless, 2 retreat cost for 60 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. I don't think that's going to be too good, especially because Lumberry and stuff. I don't think Darkrai is going to see a lot of play. Garchomp, this is interesting because obviously Cynthia also boosts this card as well. So 140 HP, only 2 energies, only water and fighting for Dragon Claw that does 100. So with Cynthia, that's 150 damage. It's got a 1 retreat cost as well. Reckless Shearing. So you must discard a card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw a card. So you discard a card to draw a card, which could be quite nice, because if you're looking for that Cynthia and you've got maybe like, I don't know, a potion in your hand, you like, get rid of that potion, try and draw that Cynthia. But yeah, for 2 energy, 100 damage, 150 with Cynthia, I think Garchomp's going to be kind of broken. Gibble we already know about, Cynthia we already know about, Leafeon we already know about, Pachirisu, yeah, we already know about all these cards as well. So again, that was from a different set, that Zoro card at the end. So they're all the new leaked cards coming in the Space Time Smackdown TCG set, which is dropping tomorrow in some places and everywhere else on the 30th of January. Let me know your thoughts on those cards. We have a couple of others that have also been leaked. So this is the promo card, very, very likely for the premium pass. Again, I assume a lot of events are going to get data mined potentially tonight when trading drops. So we'll cover all of those that gets data mined, but I am very, very sure this is the premium pass promo card. Piplup, 60 HP, does nap for 20 HP recovered on this Pokemon. We then also have new promo cards for the next Pokemon Promo Pack A Series Volume 4. So we have Cresselia EX, so Lunar Plumage, which whenever you attach a Psychic Energy from your Energy Zone to this Pokemon, heal 20 damage from this Pokemon. So that's really, really good. And then 3 energy for Psychic Flash, does 80 damage. Could be a little bit higher, but being able to recover 20 HP every time you add a Psychic Energy is really, really nice. And then we have some other cards as well. I can't really read it because they're a little bit blurry. I think they were taken on a microwave. We have Metal Arms, 20 damage. If this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached, this attack does 30 more damage, I think that is. So 50 damage with Skarmory. Turtwig, Mischievous, Confuse Ray. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. And then Electivire, Exciting Voltage. Remember, you can obviously attach energy to this using Volkner. If this Pokemon has at least 2 electric energy, I think, attached, this Pokemon does, is it 80 more damage? So I think it's 120 damage. So obviously very, very good with Volkner there because you can drop 2 energy on it. So that's really, really nice. So we have that. And then we also have 2 new promo cards for the next Wonder Pick event as well. We got the Chimchar card. And then we also have the Togepi card as well. This artwork is a throwback. Very, very nostalgic. Let's see if anything else has been dropped, though, on Pokear/Makio J Roses. No, they're all the cards that have been leaked. But, yeah, I mean, some of these cards are very, very broken. I think Porygon Z is ridiculous because it can just shut down decks completely. If they're looking for an energy and you just keep hitting them with Boogie Beam and then they're just getting a random energy every turn and they can't use it, I think we're going to see a lot of colorless decks. Because Boogie Beam is obviously terrible against the colorless deck, but for every other deck, it's just really good. So yeah, I think colorless will see a lot more meta. I mean, I really hope I'm wrong about this. I really am. 170 damage, 1 retreat cost, 140, can be 160 with the cape. Silly. It's silly. It's silly damage. I hope I'm wrong about it. I don't know. Maybe I am. But let me know your thoughts on these leaked cards. Which one are you most excited to use? Which one do you think is going to be the new meta card? Again, this is only a small portion of the cards. A lot more EX cards, a lot more supporter cards, items, Pokemon tools are going to be dropping. Maybe over the course of the day, tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below. Leave a comment. What card are you excited to grab? Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. It's everything from me. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, peace.